Hey y'all, so we mentioned in the last video that these are some pretty complex systems. In this video, we'll take a look at just how they work. What I personally think is so cool about these systems is that they are absolutely crucial to our everyday lives, yet it seems like everything happens behind the scenes. For example, water obviously has to flow through the pipes, but that whole network of pipes is actually under the ground. In pipes, fluids always want to follow what we call the path of least resistance. But what does that look like? Well, if a pipe is going down a hill, the water wants to follow that pipe down the hill with it and go from the high point to the low point. It also flows from what we like to call high pressure zones to low pressure zones. But what is this pressure stuff? Well, luckily, we have a good illustration to show just what we mean. In this straw is a little bit of water. I'm going to blow on one end, and as soon as I release the other, the pressure is going to force the water all the way through the straw and out the other. So all that is to show just how the water travels through these pipes. But how do we create pressure? That's where pumps come in. You can see some examples of real-life pumps on your screen right now. They are connected between pipes in a system and work by rotating a big wheel called an impeller, which transfers rotational energy to speed up the incoming water and increase its pressure before spitting it out into the exit pipe. We don't have to be too picky about picking a pump for something like a fish tank, but ensuring that the right pump is in use for a situation like supplying fresh water to a city can be a matter of life or death. There are all kinds of variables displayed on your screen right now that go into selecting the proper pump. In case you didn't pick up on it, there are tons of different kinds of pumps, so engineers need to be careful on which ones to select. But luckily, they have water towers to help them out a little bit. But before we share about water towers, can you quickly pause this video and ask yourself, have you ever seen any water towers in real life? And what do you know about them? What are they used for? Well, circling back to those pumps that we were just talking about, they actually never stop running. And in the middle of the night, when we're all sleeping and not using much water, what they're doing is pumping water up to the water towers and storing it there temporarily. And then fast forward to the morning when everyone is waking up at the same time and brushing their teeth, showering, and doing other activities that require water, those pumps can get a little overwhelmed trying to supply water to all those homes and businesses at the same time. And that is where the water towers come in. When demand is high and everyone needs water, they open up the floodgates of those water towers. And since the pumps work to put the water up there overnight, now they can use that water to help feed the homes and businesses when everyone needs it. And what's cool is most people do know that water towers store water, but what they usually don't know is that they also store energy. See, when water is stored up there, it's stored as potential energy, which is the energy associated with position. But once it gets let out and it's running down those downhill pipes, it's turned into kinetic energies and can be transported all over the place. And what's neat about that, friends, is that energy transfer requires zero power. So in case of an electricity or power outage, that explains how we're still able to get water to our homes since water is just flowing down a downhill pipe.